Over the past 4 weeks, we've given away nearly £150,000, and it's been won by people like you playing from home. How do you fancy a piece of the action? Then come and have a go if you think you're smart enough. Great to see you. We are live on BBC One. Yes, we are. Tonight, once again, we're going to give somebody somewhere the chance to play live from home for more than £30,000. Now, yes, you've still got 3 minutes left to call us and get in the game. Right, here's the all-important number, 090 11 33 22 11. It'll cost 50p. And the more of you who play, the more money you play for. Now, if you've already registered, make sure you're ready to start the game. Thousands of you are playing along at home for one place in tonight's final. 4 teams in the studio are playing for the other, and one of those teams are last week's winners of more than £38,000. The other 3 are selected from last week's top scorers. Let's meet the teams.
Playing for a place in tonight's final, a real strike force from Surrey. The Croydon couple. Hoping to cause the quiz sensation. From Tadcaster, the Whipsations. And 3 schoolboys and a mum from Somerset, Denser.
Right, you guys were having a barbecue last week, and it's great you've still come in your barbecue shirts, which is fantastic, isn't it? 3 guys here at Millfield Public School, so we're going to test if all that money spent in the education is worth it. Are they all watching tonight at the school?
They'd better be. I'm not making a fool of myself for nothing.
You did ever so well last week. And we got Sue, who's the mum of Chris.
Yeah.
He's a big boy now, isn't he?
Yeah, it's a surprise.
Yeah. Don't they get older? Don't they get bigger? Well, bit of a boy band vibe here, don't you think so? Westlife, Millfield, good luck tonight. Denser, that's the name of the team. Now, we've got the Croydon couples. You were playing a part last week and come together in a mighty combination this week. So how did you all meet?
Our kids go to the same school.
Well, they'll be very interested in how you all get on tonight. Good luck to you. The Croydon couples. Hey, Carl. John, we've got the Wilsations as well. Carl had a great day at the 2,000 Guineas Newmarket at 2 o'clock. He was telling me about that earlier on. So if he wins the money, don't put it on the 3:30 next week, I'll tell you that. But you've got big family, of course. Mitch, son-in-law, John, dad. Is that right?
Yes, yeah. Son and daughter.
Son and daughter, great stuff. And you're Leeds United season ticket holders.
Yeah.
So it's a big weekend, isn't it?
Yeah.
York,
Sorry?
York City.
York City and Manchester United, are you? One of those wavering. Would you rather win the money or Leeds United stay up?
Leeds stay
40
up.
grand. 40 grand.
Oh, yeah, already they're falling apart there. Right, last week, after a nail-biting final, this happened. You have won £38,124. Well, they were smart enough then. Let's see if they're smart enough now. From Ilford, Essex, Fuzzy Felt. Nail-biting last week in that final as well, and you did terrifically and you won the money. What was it like as an evening?
It was the most surreal experience of my life.
It could get better tonight. You could make history by being the first team to win 2 weeks running. That really would be quite something, and it'd be quite a lot of money as well. You could do the Michael Schumacher with the champagne like you did last week, I hear, all over the lawn. Radovan, the money man. Let's have a look at the money you won last week. Here it is. Here's Radovan. It's a lot, isn't it? Anyone else fancy that? You fancy a bit of that, do you? Yeah. Boys over there, Sue, you would have to look after it. Thank you very much indeed, Radovan. Good luck to all the teams tonight. Now remember, The best of these teams will be playing in tonight's final against the best of you out there. No matter where you are in the country, we'll try to get one of our 28 satellite phone camera units to you. We want to watch you playing live for the money. And we've already got tens of thousands of players signed up and down the UK. Here's just a few of them. The Spinfield crew from Carlisle, the Fens from East Anglia, and over in Bristol we've got the Clifton Trackers. You can play along like Herbert and his workmates in Liverpool, calling themselves Herbert's Beauties. And you can see why. Hello, Herbert's Beauties. Look at it. I'll tell you what. That Herbert has done very well for himself by the looks of things. Or you can play along like Mark and his family who call themselves Max Power in Kent. Good evening, Max Power in Kent. Best of luck to all of you. Best of luck to the teams here. Along at home, if you have registered like Herbert's Beauties and Max Power, here's what to do. You can have a go on digital, satellite or Freeview. Just push the red button on your remote control and follow the on-screen instructions. You can also have a go on the internet. Log on to bbc.co.uk/have-a-go and follow the instructions. Or you can have a go playing on your mobile phone. Register, download the Java game and take it from there. And remember, you must be able to see your TV at all times. OK, phone lines are now closed, so get ready to play. If you haven't signed up this week, you can still play along for fun on interactive TV or on the web. Here's how it works. Players at home and in the studio face the same 35 questions. These are divided into 3 rounds. The studio team in last place at the end of each round is eliminated. Now, of course, that doesn't affect you at home. You answer all 35 questions, but don't change channel or your answers will be lost. Round 1 is always general knowledge. 10 questions. Good luck in the studio. Good luck at home. Tonight, you're playing for a total prize of £38,501. Fancy that? Well, come and have a go. Game on! Right, question 1. Everyone, good luck at home, good luck in the studio. Watch this.
New Zealand's South Island, weighed down by enough wool to make more than 20 suits. He'd somehow become separated from the rest of the herd and hadn't been sheared for 6 years. Most sheep would have literally collapsed under the weight of their own wool.
Right, this sheep made the news this week after having his 6-year-old fleece sheared. What is his name? Is it Mowgli, Simba, Baba, or Shrek? Confidence there from Carl. At home, select your answer. Press the coloured buttons on your remote, click on the corresponding option on the web or your mobile within the 10 seconds. Carl looking very confident. He had a similar shear not so long ago, of course. Let's have a look. They've all gone for Shrek, and that is the smart answer. Well done. They're all off to a flyer. Dents are particularly happy about that. This is question 2. In a BBC parenting magazine survey last month, who were voted the nation's ideal fantasy parents? Here are the options. Gary Lineker and Marge Simpson, Ozzy Osbourne and Lorraine Kelly, Buzz Lightyear and Dawn French, Des Lynam and Lara Croft. Go for it. Select your answer. Does this ring any bells if you're playing along at home? Do you remember this particular story in the papers not so long ago? In the studio, they've all gone for Gary Lineker and Marge Simpson. Chris, who's your ideal mum?
My mother.
A little bit of hesitation there, which we weren't quite too happy with. The smart answer is Gary Lineker and Marge Simpson. Well done. Oh, I tell you, there will be hell to pay when he gets home. Question 3. Which of these countries has not joined the European Union today? Here are the options. Cyprus, Hungary, Croatia, Malta. Think. I reckon loads of people will get that at home. In the studio, let's have a look at the answers that they're giving to that particular question. We have a difference of opinion. 3 of our teams have gone for Croatia. The smart answer is Croatia. We have Slovenia, Slovakia, Lithuania, Estonia, Latvia, Hungary, Poland, Malta and Cyprus. And I'd like to say to all of those countries, welcome to come and have a go if you think you're smart enough. Right, question 4. The Emperor Napoleon had a lifelong fear of what? Here are the options. Wellingtons, wallpaper, shrimps or cats. What was Napoleon Bonaparte terrified of? Woolsations. John, you're looking pretty terrified yourself at the moment, I've got to say.
Yes, we're fairly confident.
Well, you're fairly confident. You've gone for cats. Cats is the answer. Well done. Nasty case of ale-europhobia, which is the term for it. OK, question 5. Watch this at home. Watch this. Right, we've got Denser here laughing with delight at that clip. Here's the question. What is the name of this singer's current tour? Is it Onyx Hotel, Sapphire Valley, Opal Sunrise, or Pearl Harbor? Ollie, everyone at Millfield Public School is watching this. They've got a big screen up, 250 pupils watching. Ollie, what do you think the answer is?
I think it's A.
Onyx Hotel?
Yes.
That's the smart answer. Well done, that's the one. Question 6. Question 6. Arsenal won this year's Premiership title after a 2-2 draw with which team last Sunday? The football-loving Woolsation straight in with an answer there. And here are the options. Was it Liverpool? Was it Aston Villa? Was it Chelsea? Or was it Tottenham? All right, Woolsations are quite confident about that. And I think Mitch will tell us the answer.
Tottenham.
Yeah, it wasn't so long ago. That's the smart answer. Well done. I'm sure millions of people got that one right. And this is question 7. Watch this.
Grass makes up more than 3/4 of their diet. They're entirely vegetarian, like amphibious cows, or perhaps hairy lawnmowers.
So, what is the name of that mammal? Is it a bongo, a capybara, a koipu, or a guti? 3 of the Woolsations work for the British Library, so they're pretty knowledgeable people. Are you confident about your answer?
Yeah.
Which is?
Capybara.
The capybara is the smart answer. Well done, that's absolutely right. Great points if you got that right at home as well. Question 8. This politician was appointed the new agony aunt of which newspaper in March? I'm sure you recognise her, but is she the agony aunt for the Daily Telegraph, the Guardian, the Sun, or the Daily Star? Stu on the Fuzzy Felts team gets paid to read newspapers for a living. What's the job then? What is it?
I work for a press cuttings agency.
So you provide the press cuttings for companies
so
about
I
things.
really should know this, but I didn't.
Well, you didn't know. Well, you said the Daily Telegraph, and the answer is the Guardian. And Denser from Millfield Public School are laughing all the way to the tuck shop on this. I'll tell you, this is question 9 is the next question. Apart from the erotic gherkin, what other nickname has popularly been given to this new building? There's the building. The name given to it. There's the Norman Foster building. The Torpedo, the Fat Banker's Cigar, the Towering Innuendo, or the Metal Muscle? Woolsation's going in for the answer there. It's Carl who's doing very well. Carl, you're looking pretty confident about it. Well, you've gone for the Torpedo, and you guys, the Croydon couples, why have you gone for the Towering Innuendo?
As good a guess as any.
Well, it's a very good guess. It's the smart answer. Well done. That's the answer. Right, last question. We're going to lose one of these teams. The chance of £38,501 is going to slip away from one of these teams after this question. It's the final question in the first round, and here it is. The proposed new ID cards currently being tested include data on which part of the eye? Is it on the pupil, the iris, the retina, or the cornea? Crucial question, and it's very, very close. The answers here will be really significant. We're going to lose one of these teams. We're playing for over £38,000 tonight. The Fuzzy Felts won that much last week. 3 of our teams have gone for iris. 1 has gone for retina. The smart answer is iris. Wow, that is the end of round one. Here in the studio, one of the teams is about to be eliminated. So who is smart enough to stay in the game? Will Sations.
I think we may be better than Leeds at the moment.
You've not been relegated quite yet.
Not yet.
You go through.
Not yet.
Well done. Fuzzy Felts, last week's champions. Do you think you're still there?
I think it's very close.
It is very close. Croydon Couples, what do you think?
Very close.
You're shaking your head, Steve. Do you think you're out?
I think we're out.
You think you're out? Denser, do you think you're still there?
We lost count completely.
Fuzzy Felts, last week's champions. You're still in the game. Well done. You go through. So, is it Croydon Couples or is it Denser, Millfield Public School Boys and the mum of Chris? I can tell you with a low score of 6 points, the team we are now losing is... It's Denser. Yeah. You came, you had a go, you weren't quite smart enough to win this course. So thank you very much indeed. Good night, well done. Well done for playing. How did you get on at home? Let's go over to Herbert's Beauties in Liverpool, see how they're getting on. How are you getting on, Herbert, and the girls there?
Hello?
Hello, Herbert. How are you getting on?
Well, we scored 7 out of 10.
That's pretty good. A cut above the rest, you might say. Herbert is a hairdresser, hence the terrible pun. We'll be back with you, Herbert. We haven't got all night. Listen, right, time for round 2. 3 categories, different every week. 5 questions in each category, making 15 questions in all. At home, answer every question for the chance not only of a place in tonight's final, but also to appear live on the last show of the series next week, and it would be great to see you. Studio teams, remember, whichever of you is in last place after this round leaves the game like Denser just did. The next 5 questions are on, and this is all important. Here's the category. Screen monsters. And in our general knowledge round, I think we already saw one, didn't we? Let's move to question 11. Listen to this.
They're creepy and they're kooky, mysterious and spooky. They're all together kooky, the Addams Family.
Here's the question. Which character in the Addams Family can illuminate a light bulb by putting it in his mouth? Is it Uncle Fester, Pugsley, Gomez, or Lurch? Right, looking at the studio answers, let's see if they've all given the same one. Uncle Fester, they all have. It's a cracking start. That's the smart answer. Well done. Well done if you got that right at home as well. It's incredibly close at the moment here. Hope you're answering questions with great ease at home. Question 12, this is. If you're monitoring at home, watch this.
Don't worry. I'm going to stay right here with you. Anyhow, you know they're bound to get him.
Feel like you're there, don't you? Now, which director is making a new version of this film, High Time, due to be released next year? Is it, here are the options, Peter Jackson, Baz Luhrmann, Tim Burton, or James Cameron? Well, let's have a look. In the studio, the answers that they've given are much of a muchness. They've all gone for Peter Jackson. It is the man from The Lord of the Rings. That's the smart answer. Well done. Good starts here. Right, question 13. Here it is. Tyrannosaurus Rex is believed to have lived in which period? Triassic, Jurassic, Cretaceous, or Devonian? Carl looking pretty confident there from the Wilsations. Well, you were looking confident, but then you're shaking your head telling us you're not. If there's a hitch, you can turn to Mitch. Mitch is the man who knows. All right. Do you know Mitch?
I think we do, yeah.
And what have you said?
Jurassic.
Jurassic. Well, anyone who says they can support York City and Manchester United deserves, on this occasion, to get it wrong. It is Cretaceous. That's the smart answer. And if you got that one right, that was extremely smart. You got that one right at home. 1 point separates all three teams. Question 14, watch this. I think we used to hide behind the couch when it was on when we were kids. It's coming back soon, of course, with Christopher Eccleston. Which of these were not monsters featured in Doctor Who? That's the question. Cybermen, Vervoids, Zygons, Pyranoids. Plenty of Doctor Who fanatics out there. There's the one in your house. Fuzzy Felts, any ideas?
We were tying it up between B and D. We weren't sure.
How's it compare? Is playing at home better, or do you like being in the studio?
It's easier at home.
Easier at home. You've gone for Vervoids. The smart answer is Pyranoid. Last question in this category. Last question now on Screen Monsters. My goodness me, it's close on the scores. Watch this.
Without a past,
Do you have any family, Mr. Van Helsing?
I hope to find out someday. It's what keeps me going.
will face an enemy that never dies.
In 1462, Dracula was banished to an icy fortress.
And then the devil gave him wings.
And uncover a secret he never imagined.
Castle Dracula.
Hello, Gabriel.
Richard Roxburgh plays Dracula in this new film. Which of these actors has not played this role? Christopher Lee, Donald Pleasance, Gary Oldman, Leslie Nielsen. Helen going for the answer just at the death there. Helen, you into all those Dracula films?
No, I don't like scary films at all.
Well, we'll see what you've said. Yeah, the teams in the studio have all gone for Donald Pleasance, and they are all absolutely right. Hopefully you said that at home as well. That's the smart answer, Donald Pleasance. That's your 5 questions on Screen Monsters. Right, just 10 questions until we lose another team and they lose their chance to play for £38,501, maybe against you later on. The next 5 questions are on. It's all on the categories. International landmarks. Question 16. Let's move it on. Here it is. How does the name of this building translate into English? Crown Palace, Greatest Love, White Tomb, Eternal Jewel. Well, again, Carl, he's had a good day so far with the horse. You went for that and you look quite confident.
No.
No?
Reasonably.
Reasonably confident. You've gone for White Tomb. Fuzzy Felt, anyone on your team travelled to that remarkable Taj Mahal?
Afraid not.
If you win tonight, you could quite easily go, couldn't you? In fact, with the money you won last week, you could quite easily go. The smart answer is Crown Palace. Nobody right in the studio. Maybe you stole a march on them if you got a point there. If you got that one right, playing along at home. Great point if you got it. Question 17 now. Watch this.
Tell your children not to do what I have done. Spend your lives in sin and misery in the house of the rising sun.
Which city is mentioned in the lyrics of the song? Is it San Francisco? Is it Chicago? Is it New Orleans? Or is it Baltimore? I reckon that's pretty straightforward. John, do you remember it the first time around?
Yes.
I'm not being ageist.
No. Yes, I do.
Terrific band, weren't they?
Yeah, they were on recently near us.
Sorry?
They were appearing recently near us.
Some of them.
Some of them.
Yeah, okay. Here's the smart answer. Let's have a look. The smart answer is New Orleans. Of course, they're not all still with us, the Animals. Marvellous band, though. This is question 18. Watch this.
Excavations have now been going on for hundreds of years. What they uncovered has amazed the world. The ash had formed a seal around the city, like a time capsule, preserving temples, shops, streets, and houses.
Here's the question. It's an interesting one. What was the main function of the town of Pompeii for the Romans? Was it as a military garrison, a brewery town, a place of pilgrimage, or a holiday resort? It's incredibly close. We're playing for £38,501. So let's have a look at the studio teams. Any differences in their answers are really significant. One of our teams has gone for brewery town, one has gone for military garrison, and last week's champions have gone for holiday resort. What made you say that? Is that knowledge?
Alan and Jill were sort of indicating it might be, so I went with them.
Jill, you are a genius. Holiday resort, that's the one. Jill takes the plaudits. I tell you, it's incredibly close, and it's even closer now. Which Greek island? This is question 19. Which Greek island is the setting for the novel Captain Corelli's Mandolin? Is it Naxos, Zakynthos, Kefalonia, or Andros? Walsatian's looking confident. You answered, you stepped back. Why are you so confident, John?
Because Emma knows it.
Have you been there, Emma?
No.
You've read the book?
Yes.
It's beautiful writing in that book, isn't it? Smart answer is C, Kefalonia. Well done. Last question in this category. Watch this.
This is the view as far as I can remember, madam. Yes, this is it.
When I pay for a view, I expect something more interesting than that.
But that is Torquay, madam.
It's not good enough.
Well, may I ask what you were expecting to see out of a Torquay hotel bedroom window?
Basil asks his guest which of these she expects to see from a Torquay bedroom window. Here are your options. Ayers Rock, the Hanging Gardens of Babylon, the Statue of Liberty, or the Colossus of Rhodes. How many times have we all seen it? 1 point separates all three teams. I'm going to lose one of the teams at the end of this round. This is the last question in this category, then one more category in this round. They've all gone for the Hanging Gardens of Babylon. They are all absolutely on the money with that. Well done. Right. Playing on at home. Hope it's all nice and calm and the fingers are in control. You should now have answered 20 questions. Only 5 more until our next team is eliminated here in the studio. Your final 5 questions in this round are all on the subject of love songs. So the Croydon couples will here come into their own. Listen to this. Which DJ began using this theme in 1979 to introduce a daily item on his show? Peter Powell, Steve Wright, Gary Davis, Simon Bates. Helen, straight in with an answer. What's your tune with Helen and Steve? What's your tune?
Trying to remember what we danced to at our wedding. Unchained Melody.
Beautiful. You've gone for Simon Bates. You've all gone for Simon Bates. Hopefully at home you went for Batesy. That's the smart answer. Question 22. Watch this.
You know I love Christmas, I always will. My mind's made up the way that I feel. There's no beginning, there'll be no end.
Right, that's Bill Nye's version of a well-known ballad. Who sang the original? The Kinks, the Small Faces, the Spencer Davis Group, or the Trogs? Steve from the Croydon couples looking pleased with that question. The Walsatians looking quite satisfied about the outcome of that. Walsatians, tell us what you think the answer is.
The Trogs.
The Trogs. That's the smart answer. Well done. Three more questions until we lose a team, and 1 point separates all three teams. So we're looking for different answers. That's going to separate the sheared sheep from the sheep with far too much wool on them. Right. Watch this. Question 23. Watch this.
I can always.
Such style and elegance. Fred Astaire. Who wrote that song? Jerome Kern, Cole Porter, George and Ira Gershwin, Irving Berlin. Do you have anyone in your house who knows about the classic 20th century songbook? Anyone of a certain age or of a certain interest? Right, do we have different answers? We've got 3 different answers in the studio. This could be crucial. Somebody could be singing in the rain and somebody could be putting on their top hat at the end of this. £38,501. And let's see who's gone for what. Why have you gone for the answer you went for, Will Sessions, Cole Porter?
Because he wrote a lot of good songs, but Irving Berlin, Cole Porter, I think it's one of those two.
Yeah, you reckon?
Yeah.
The smart answer is Irving Berlin. Question 24. 2 more questions before we lose another of our teams, and they lose the chance of all that money. Here is 24. Watch this.
I'll be your leprechaun and sit upon an old toadstool. I'll serenade you till I'm old and grey. I'll be your long-haired lover from Liverpool. You'll be my sunshine baby from LA.
Still sounds good. Now, this singer and his brothers appeared weekly on Who's Show at the start of their careers. The Frank Sinatra Show, the Perry Como Show, the Andy Williams Show, the Tony Bennett Show. All our teams have answered. They're all looking happy with their answers. And Claire was even singing along. Long-haired lover from Liverpool, little Jimmy Osmond. The Osmonds appeared on the Andy Williams Show. Well done. If you're old enough, you might remember there was some business about a bear and cookies and all that sort of stuff. If you're not old enough, you'll wonder what the heck I'm talking about. Last question before we lose a team. Listen to this. Love song from Bizet's Carmen. It is set to the rhythm of which dance? Crucial. Tango, habanera, merengue, bolero. 1 point in it. 1 point separating 3 teams. It could be the difference between nothing and £38,501. We have different answers. The smart answer is habanera. 10 stuff. Right, well, listen, that's the end of round 2. How was that round for you at home? 25 questions gone, only 10 more to go. So hopefully you're rattling through them at home and getting loads correct. Here in the studio, one team's chance to play for £38,500 ends here. And it's time to see who's smart enough to stay in the game. Croydon couples, what do you reckon?
Well, we had a bit of a dodgy period, and I think we might pull back to a tie-break situation.
You think it might be a tie-break
Think
situation? Fuzzy Felts, if it is a tie-break situation, do you think you might be in it, or do you think you're through?
I have no idea.
You've absolutely no idea. Will Sessions, I've got to tell you that you're playing a blinder and you're going through. With a low score, but with a low score of 17, the next team we lose, I'm afraid to say, are last week's champions, Fuzzy Felts. You came, you had a go, you were smart, but not quite smart enough. Thanks ever so much for taking part. Good night. Right. Everything to play for. Very, very close here. You want 10 more questions at home. You're about to get them. How are you doing? We're tracking your scores, and I can tell you a team calling themselves the Liabilities from Coatbridge in Lancashire have a score of... No, it's Lanarkshire, in fact. Quite near Glasgow, a score of how much? 19 out of 25. That's pretty good. Now, one of our 28 satellite camera units is positioned near Stirling Castle. There's the fine castle itself, not far from Bannockburn. Mel Gibson country. Hopefully you're a brave heart. Do you think you can get to Lanarkshire in the allotted time there, Clive?
Yeah, I reckon about 35 minutes from here.
Excellent. That's a mean machine you've got there as well. OK, good luck. Drive carefully. A team in your area could be... if you're playing in the Coatbridge area, Lanarkshire, you could be seeing him later on. He could be heading your way. Let's go back to Mark and family in Kent. 25 questions gone so far. How are Max Power doing? Hi there.
Hiya.
How are you doing? How are you getting on?
We're not doing too bad. We think we're doing all right.
You think you're doing all right? OK.
Yeah.
Hopefully the whole country's doing not too bad. Doing all right. The rest of you playing at home, keep concentrating. Because if you score 26 or more, you'll get a code, telephone number on your TV, computer or phone, and you could be in with a chance of playing tonight's live final or be one of our studio teams next week in our final show of the series. If you want to play along next week, phone lines are open now. It would be great to have you playing. Here's the number, 090 11 33 22 11. Call it now, and you could be in with a chance of winning that cash prize next week. Right, studio teams, this is it. 10 more questions, 2 new categories, 5 questions in each, then one team will be off ski. The other will be playing for £38,501. Next 5 questions are on professional partners. Here in the studio around the country, good luck, it's game on. Okay, question 26. Watch this.
I was here with my Judy to ask her some questions about this morning. Now, Judy, when you was presenting with Richard, what does your real husband think?
Richard, you are my real husband.
I always thought you was like pretending.
No, Ali, we really are married.
Oh, respect.
The fabulous Richard, the fabulous Judy in October 2000, at which ceremony did the front of Judy's dress famously slip down? Was it the National Television Awards, BAFTA Awards, the Brit Awards, the British Comedy Awards? Please, no help from the audience. Let the teams answer the question. At home, I'm sure millions of you know the answer to this. OK, and it's all about whether they give the same answer or whether they give different answers. Let's have a look at the answers that they did give in the studio. They've gone for the National Television Awards. Hopefully you did at home as well, because that's the smart answer. Well done. Question 27 of 35. We're on to question 27, and here it is. Watch this.
Do you ever regret having moved into the commercial cinema?
Oh, excuse me, Richard, that makes me so angry. Because he has not left the stage. That's absolute bloody rubbish.
What a woman. Richard Burton's Welsh pet name for her, for Elizabeth Taylor, was Tumpin. What does it mean? Does it mean greedy pig, big lump, 2 chins, or nest head? Croydon couples, I'm not going to ask you what your pet names are. Don't worry about it. In the studio, the teams have gone for different answers. We've got a nest head, we've got a 2 chins. The smart answer is big lump. So a distinct advantage if you got big lump playing at home. Question 28. What were the Secret Service code names for Bill and Hillary Clinton during his presidency? There's a tester. Tumbler and Tempo, Burger and Fries, Mork and Mindy, Eagle and Evergreen. Will Stations, do you reckon you've got any sort of an idea about this?
Yes.
No. Blind guess.
Oh, blind guess. We haven't done one.
Yes, it's a blind guess. What have you gone for?
Eagle and Evergreen.
Just a complete guess?
Yes.
Yeah.
You're crazy guys. Who guessed that?
Mitch and me.
Well, it would be Mitch. It's absolutely right. That's the smart answer. Well done. Okay, question 29. At which of these weddings did the bride walk up the aisle to a tune composed by the groom? Paul McCartney and Heather Mills, Brian May and Anita Dobson, Chris Martin and Gwyneth Paltrow, Dan Hipgrave and Gail Porter. Okay, we're talking about the groom composing the tune. The tune was composed, different answers, it was composed by Paul McCartney. Paul McCartney and Heather Mills, that's the smart answer. Nobody right in the studio. Great points if you got Macca at home. Here's question 30, last question in this category, then it's just 5 more. How did Nell Gwyn reputedly sideline the king's existing mistress so that she could step in? Did she have her kidnapped? Did she drop a rat down her dress? Did she slip her a laxative? Did she put pepper in her eye makeup? What were the womanly wiles in question? In the studio, the question is, did they give the same answer or have they gone for different answers? And what answer have you gone for at home? They've gone for pepper in the eye makeup. No, when we've all done it, she slipped her a laxative. Just 5 questions left in the game. 5 questions to decide which of our studio teams and which of our home players will compete in tonight's live final for £38,501. Crucial final category. It's really, really close. The last 5 questions are on swinging 60s. Let's play straight on. Look at horror on Emma's face. It's okay, Emma, you got John in your team. Listen, I'm not being ageist, John. It's deference. This is England scoring in the 1966 World Cup final. Watch it.
It's all over, I think. No, it's... And here comes Hurst. He's got some people are on the pitch. They think it's all over. It is now.
I've got to admit, he hit it well. England scoring, Jeff Hurst there. What nationality was the referee? Oh, the Walsatians straight in with their answer. Was he Swiss? Was he Italian? Was he Romanian? Was he Bulgarian? Famously, of course, the linesman was a Russian. But what nationality was the referee? They've gone for different answers. They have gone for different answers. Walsatians have gone for A. The Croydon couples have gone for C. The Croydon couples think he was a Romanian. He was Swiss. Okay, question 32. Here it is. Plenty of time. Anyone can still win. Here's the question. Whereabouts on the moon did the first manned landing take place? Do you remember this at home? Do you know it? Ocean of Storms? Taurus Mountains? Sea of Tranquility? Copernicus Crater? Whereabouts on the moon did the first manned landing take place? The Sea of Tranquility, they say. That is the smart answer. Well done, and great point if you got that at home. It's hardly a sea of tranquility in this studio. It's an ocean of tension, I tell you. Question 33, watch this.
You dirty old man!
Classic catchphrase. At the time the first episode of this series was broadcast, who was the British Prime Minister? Sir Anthony Eden, Harold Macmillan, Sir Alec Douglas Hume, Harold Wilson. And just like the character played by Wilfred Bramble, that is a stinker. Very difficult. Different answers. One of our teams has gone for Sir Alec, the other has gone for Harold. The smart answer is Harold Macmillan. No, nobody went for Harold. It was Harold Wilson, the other Harold. Too many Harolds for my liking. Nobody got it right in the studio. Hopefully you did at home. Question 34. Watch this.
Until you step inside the Morris Mini Minor, there's so much room for 4 people and so much parcel space. Everything stows away so neatly and easily. 4 happy people in a big, big little car.
You don't want to forget the garden shears, do you? 4 happy people. We've got 8 very tense people. Here's the question. Which of these was not a feature of the first minis ever produced? Purchase price of under £500. Wind down windows. Starter button on the floor. Or sideways mounted engine. Fantastic cars. You see them everywhere all over again, don't you? Masterpieces of design. Anyone ever had a Mini? Croydon couples ever had a Mini?
Yes.
No.
Nice to drive?
Okay.
Yes.
Was it back then or was it recently?
Back then.
And you know it, do you?
Yes.
And you've said wind down windows. That is the smart answer. Yeah. Well done.
Once again, 50-50 in it.
Good points there, because they had sliding windows, as you'll remember. Last question before we lose a team. It could be either. The invention of the miniskirt is usually attributed to 2 designers, Mary Quant and who else? Janet Rager, Andrei Courrèges, Barbara Hulanicki, Zandra Rhodes. Absolutely crucial. Will our studio teams give the same answer, or will they display a difference of opinion? That's significant. You've gone for Wilsations. You've gone for what?
Janet Rager.
Janet Rager. What made you say Janet Rager?
We didn't, we just guessed.
Yeah.
It's the wrong answer. The smart answer is Andrei Courrèges. Okay, that's it. Yeah. That's it. Game over. One team plays in tonight's final, one team doesn't. Which of our teams is smart enough? Mitch, what are you thinking?
I think it's neck and neck. I think it's that close. Fingers crossed.
If you go through to the final and win the money, what would you spend the money on, you guys?
I think we'd all go on holiday together.
3:30 Newmarket.
Or maybe 3:30.
Defence for Leeds United.
You've got to stop that man, Carl. Croydon couples, your feelings?
We're going home.
We're going home.
Do you think you are?
Definitely. Crashed and burned.
Well, I can tell you that the team going home now has a low score of 21. But the team going through to that live final on BBC One against one of our teams out there in the country playing for £38,501 scored 23 points. It was extremely close, and that team is the winning team, the Wilsations. Well done. You will be playing for £38,501 at 20 to 10 this evening, live on BBC One. You've got to be there. So to the Croydon couples. Croydon couples. Let's hear it for them. You were smart, not quite smart enough. Thanks for playing. Well done. But who will the winning team be playing against in the final? If it's a home player, you score 26 or more, you're going to shortly receive a score code and telephone number. Ring the number and give us that code. Lines close 50 minutes after the show. All high-scoring home players go into a draw. Could be one of our teams next week, and the very best will take on the winning team later for £38,501. See you later on. Come and have a go if you think you're smart enough. No, that's later. I can't.
Okay.
See you later. Here's Ray.
Do you know what? I got every question right then. Every 2 O-levels, me, mate. Metalwork and biology. So if anybody's got a... Nicky, haven't you've been here before, haven't you? No. Where do I know you from? Scary, isn't it? Is it? Security, get her out, please. If you don't behave yourself, we'll make you sit with these people. All right, Simone. Right, come with me now. Here we go. Everybody, follow me. Quick, 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 quick. Women don't do that. They cough. It's like... Wasn't me, it was a chair. No, Canes, I remember that. I saw them recently. Two of them?
Hello.
Hi, it's Nicky Campbell from Come and Have a Go.
Oh, hi, Nicky.
You are tonight's home winners.
Oh, wow.
The bike is on the way. Good luck.
Oh, thank you very much.
This is it. Two teams playing head-to-head for more than £30,000. One in the studio, one at home. Welcome back, Nicky Campbell.
Wow, good evening. Welcome to the live final of Come and Have a Go if you think you're smart enough. The first ever show where everyone has the chance to play along at home and win the cash, which this week is £38,501. Right now, earlier this evening it was tense stuff. The Wilsations proved they were smart enough when they saw off 3 other teams in the studio to book their place in the final with a score of 23 out of 35. Great team, great competitors, highly competitive, and you're all related in one way or another. John, describe the family situation to us.
Yes, Nicky, we all live in a big old wonderful house in Tadcaster and different parts of it. This is my son, Carl, my eldest. My middle daughter, Emma. My son-in-law, Mitch, who was married to my eldest daughter, Sam, who's here tonight with her youngest sister, Chrissy, and my wife, Babs, and the rest of the family, and there are a few more. There's a party brewing in the Angel and White Horse in Tadcaster as we speak.
And it'll be a good one if you win.
Oh, it will.
Yeah, the Wilsations. They played so well earlier this evening. Now, thousands of teams all over the country played along, hoping to win the chance to take them on. We've spent the last 90 minutes confirming the results, identifying the overall winner, and rushing a mobile satellite camera to the location. I spoke to him earlier. His name is Scott. He's playing from his home in Aylesbury. Fingers crossed, we should be able to see him with a little bit of luck. Can we? There he is! It's Scott! Yes! Scott, who have you got with you?
I'm just me on my own.
Scott playing solo against 4 very, very competitive people. Are you confident about that on your own?
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
Yeah, you've got a bit of washing up to do behind, I can see, which you need to do.
If I'd known you were coming, I would have made an effort.
Ladies and gentlemen, good luck to Scott tonight. There we are. Wilsations, you've been waiting 90 minutes to find out how smart your opponent is. You scored 23 out of 35. I can now tell you your opponent, Scott, scored 30 out of 35.
That's impressive.
All on his own, he did it. The boy is good. Here in the final, both teams start with a clean slate. This is how it works. I will ask each team 8 multiple-choice questions, all taken from categories we played earlier. You've got 10 seconds to shout out an answer. Get it right, you get a point. Get it wrong, your score is wiped out. A single wrong answer and you're back to square one. But we give you one chance to protect those points by passing the question to the other team and forcing them to answer. Use that pass strategically. Just one pass. You've got to think very carefully about when you use it. Scott, is that clear?
Yeah, it's fine.
Great stuff. Is that clear to the Wilsatians?
Yes.
The first question goes to the highest scoring team or player on this occasion. It is Scott. We start with you. You got a terrific 30 in the first round. Let's see who's smart enough now at the crunch to win £38,501. Game on. Scott, the first question is yours. By what name is the fictional character John Griffin better known? I say play or pass. You might as well play because there's no point in passing, because there are no points so far.
Okay, play.
Here are the options. Dr. Moreau, Angel, Frankenstein's monster, or the Invisible Man. 10 seconds.
D, the Invisible Man.
That's your choice. Let's see if Scott has got off to a flyer. The smart answer is the Invisible Man. Well done, Scott. First question to the Wilsatians, and this is it. Where is there a tower modelled on the Eiffel Tower that is about 13 metres taller than the original? Play or pass? You can think about passing because you can wipe Scott's score out.
We'll play.
You're going to play it. Here are the options. Blackpool, Las Vegas, Tokyo, Vancouver. 5 seconds. Quickly.
We're going to go for A, Blackpool.
You go for A, Blackpool. If you're right, you draw level. If you're wrong, you stay where you are, and Scott retains his narrow lead. The smart answer is Tokyo. Next question to Scott. Here it is. Scott, in 1984, Stevie Wonder's I Just Called to Say I Love You knocked which single off the UK number one spot, Scott, on the dot? Let's hope the rot doesn't set in. I saw you wince. Here are the options. Do you want to play or pass? You want to play. No point in passing, yeah?
Yeah, play.
Here are the options. Careless Whisper, I Feel For You, We Are the World, Easy Lover. 10 seconds.
I don't know the answer, but I'm going to guess D, Easy Lover.
If you're right, you take a 2-point lead. If you're wrong, your score is wiped out, and it's back to even Stevens. The smart answer is Careless Whisper. Next question goes to the Wilsatians. It's your second question. Weather presenter Sean Lloyd is the long-term partner of which MP? Mitch was a real secret weapon in the first round, and Mitch looking confident, as is John. Here are the options. Lembit Opik, Peter Hain, Oliver Letwin, Paul Boateng. Five seconds. Quickly.
Peter Hain, B.
You're saying Peter Hain. The smart answer is Lembit Opik. No point for you. Let's go back to Scott. Third question. Here it is, Scott. In which European city did John Lennon and Yoko Ono hold their first bed peace protest in 1969? No point in passing because there are no points for either team right now. Both scores are wiped out. Here are the options. Paris, Oslo, Amsterdam, Geneva.
C, Amsterdam.
C, Amsterdam is your answer, and C, Amsterdam is the smart answer. Well done. That's a point for you, Scott, playing on your own there in Aylesbury. Scott works in IT. To Wilsatians now, many of whom work for the British Library. And this is your question. It's your third question. What was the first name of the Phantom of the Opera? Play or pass?
We'll play.
You're going to play that? Here are the options. Eric, Igor, Dmitri, Boris.
I'm going to go for C, Dimitri.
C, Dimitri. Okay, are you confident about that?
No.
Is that a total guess?
Yes.
The answer is £38,501 at stake. The next question is Scott's. Scott, this is your fourth question.
Okay.
Which river flows over the Victoria Falls? You have a 1-point lead. You're edging towards the money right now, but that could all change. Play?
Yes, play.
Is it the Nile? Is it the Zambezi? Is it the Congo? Or is it the Niger? Or the Niger, as some say. 10 seconds.
I'm going to say C, Congo.
Going for the C, Congo. If you're right, you take a 2-point lead. If you're wrong, your score is wiped out, and it will be equal between the teams. The smart answer is Zambezi. We are back to square one. Both teams' scores wiped out. The next question is the fourth question for the Wilsations. 4 of 8. Here it is. You still have your passes, both Scott and the Wilsations. Passes still intact. Here's the question. Lay a whisper on my pillow is the first line from which love song?
We'll play, Nicky.
Here are the options, John. I'm not in love. It must have been love. Endless love. Love is in the air. Four seconds.
B must have been love.
A little process of elimination was going on there, I think. The smart answer is, it must have been love. Well done, you've got a point. You take the lead. Scott was nodding to that in the Aylesbury. You'll always find him in the kitchen during quiz show finals live on BBC One. And Scott, yours is the next question.
Okay.
It's your 5th question of 8. It can all change, as you well know. Michael Caine first saw his future wife, Shakira, when she was in a TV commercial advertising what? Do you want to play? Do you want to pass?
I'm going to play.
Here are your options. Chocolate, biscuits, coffee, bread. 10 seconds. Playing for £38,501.
C, coffee.
C, was it a coffee commercial? If it was a coffee commercial, you draw level, everything's still to play for. That £38,501 could be anyone's. If you're wrong, you stay where you are. The smart answer is a brilliant answer there from you, Scott. Coffee. Next question goes to the Wilsations. Wilsations, this is your 5th question of 8. You can think about passing it because you could wipe out Scott's score. He has a point, as do you. Here is the question. What was the title of Kim Philby's 1968 book in which he claimed to be a KGB double agent? Play or...
Play, Nicky.
Pass.
Please.
Play. Here we are. Here are the options. Playing the game. From Cambridge to Kiev. A Perfect Defection. My Silent War. Some of you work at the British Library.
D, My Silent War.
D, My Silent War. What makes you so sure?
We're not sure at all.
Was that a guess?
Yes.
You're playing for £38,501 and you're guessing?
Yes.
The smart answer is My Silent War. Well done. It's 2-1. Back to Scott. Scott, this is going to be your 6th question of 8. Do you reckon you knew that one?
I had a good idea, yeah.
Yeah. See if you have a good idea about this one. You can think about passing and wipe out their score if you want to play the pass strategically and tactically. In the 1976 comedy Silent Movie, the only word spoken in the entire film translates as what? Play or pass?
I'm going to pass.
Are you ready, Wilsations?
Yes.
Here are the options. Palpitations from the Wilsations. Here are the options. No, help, why, or pardon.
We're going to go for A, no.
A, no. If you're right, it could well be celebrations from the Wilsations later on, because you're going to take a 2-point lead. If you're wrong, your score's wiped out, and Scott will take the lead. You say no. The smart answer is no. The They'll be dancing in the streets of Tadcaster tonight.
What a sight, what a sight.
Next question for the Wilsations, because that question was passed to you from Scott. It's your 6th question of 8. Answer all your questions right from now on and you've won the money. It's as simple as that.
Yeah.
Which famous naval film role has been played by Clark Gable, Marlon Brando and Mel Gibson? You have your pass. Play or pass?
Play.
Play. Here are the options. I was about to say hurry up, didn't need to. Horatio Nelson, Christopher Columbus, James Cook, Fletcher Christian. 5 seconds.
We're going to go for D, Fletcher Christian.
You're going for D, Fletcher Christian. If you're right, you take a 3-point lead. If you're wrong, your score's wiped out, and Scott will be in the driving seat. You say Fletcher Christian. The answer is Fletcher Christian. Scott, this is your penultimate question, Scott. 2 more. It could all change, you know that. No reason to panic whatsoever. Keep calm, keep cool. You got 30 in the first round. You're a top quality player, and this is your 7th question of 8, and here it is. Which of these does not have an E number designating it as a food additive? Your eyes widen. You're looking a bit uncomfortable with the question. You've got to play it, though.
Yeah.
You've no more passes. Here are the options, Scott. Gold, cotton, sulfuric acid, talc. Five seconds.
B, cotton.
You're going B, cotton. If you're right, you claw it back. You get a point. If you're wrong, you're wiped out. You say it's cotton. It is cotton. Well done. Question 7. Question 7 of your 8 questions. Okay, this is your penultimate question, and it goes to the Wilsations. In the telephone technology world, what does the acronym SIM stand for in the term SIM card? You've got a pass. Do you want to play? Do you want to pass? Play or pass? Come on, play or pass?
Play.
Is it Service Initiation Manager? Is it Standard Information Memory? Is it Signal Intensity Magnifier? Is it Subscriber Identity Module? It's crucial.
We go for D.
You're going for D. If you're right, you retain your 3-point lead. If you're wrong, you're wiped out, and Scott will be in such a strong position, and he will be staring at the £38,501. You say Subscriber Identity Module. The smart answer is, in fact, Subscriber Identity Module. Scott, this is your last question. Which children's character had a steady boyfriend called Ned Nickerson? Was it Anne of Green Gables, Nancy Drew, Pippi Longstocking, or Minnie the Minx? Got to play.
A, Anne of Green Gables.
Anne of Green Gables. The answer is Nancy Drew. You have a pass.
No.
We are going to pass.
No, look, don't be like that. Think about answering the question.
Yes,
Which of these was found at Misselthwaite Manor? Play or pass?
We'll pass.
So pass the question. You have just won Hey, listen. Before we go any further, a huge round of applause for Scott in Aylesbury, who played on his own tonight. You did ever so well, Scott. Thank you very much indeed. You came, you had a go, you proved you were smart enough. You've won £38,501. Bad luck to Scott. Weren't smart enough, but thanks for having a terrific go, and he got 30 in the first round as well. We will be seeing the Wilsations again next week, when they'll be joined in the studio by 3 of our top-scoring teams from around the country. If you're one of these teams, it could be you. You've seen what happens when you come and have a go. Get in the game now and register for the last show in the series next week. Call 090 11 33 2211. It's your last chance to win some serious cash playing from home. Come and have a go if you think you're smart enough. Let's hear it for the winners, the Wilsations! Well done.
Thank you, Nicky. Thanks. Thank you.
Thank you very much for being such a great audience. Good night.
Ladies and gentlemen, let's see for the final time this evening from Mr. Nicky Campbell.
Well, wasn't that exciting? Oh, we're excited because it's the first time we've been able to have the fireworks go off. So that's brilliant. So, I know. We need excitement in our lives. So if our first two rows would like to make their way over, if you could just hold there for a second. So we need to move the camera out of the way. Just stay there on that side till the camera's gone. Thank you. And if our next two rows would like to make their way very slowly. Now, are you all going to try this at home next week? Last time. Okay, if our first two rows just want to gently make their way out. Thank you very much. Have a safe journey home. Thank you very much. Have a safe journey home.